I just finished looking at a video with Monica and Henry. They are a married couple who are prophetic. They have dreams. She dreams, well, he dreams, and he interprets dreams. So what he was saying is that the dream was about this place in New York. It was you had to be a person that was like a VIP type of thing. And so this, and everybody couldn't just go in there. You had to be a member. Okay, you had to have a membership to go in this place, in this restaurant. So this guy was in there. I guess he went with some friends or something. And when they served him his food, he was like, it was he didn't feel right in the restaurant. He wanted to get out of the restaurant because the food that they was serving was human meat. And so he wanted to get out of the restaurant, but like he would have been threatened. His life would have been threatened if he had not, if he would have did act different than what he was acting. And so I when they was talking about it, I began to think about things I'm seeing on television. And today I looked at Porridge, and this is not the first time I see Maury's eyes change. I've seen his eyes change a lot. I mean a lot. He get that reptilian pupil in his eyes. So the day his eyes changed, and I've seen it quite a few times. I've seen Dr. Oz eyes change. I've seen I've seen some more people on TV eyes change. And they know that it's like they know when the eyes change and they'll start just blinking their eyes like that, trying to get it to get back right. And I seen a lady on the news here in North Carolina. Her eyes changed, but her eyes didn't change. Didn't look like they didn't change like just a slit. Her whole eye changed, and I would look. I said, "What's going on with her eyes?" But it was like she knew, but she didn't want to um, make it obvious that her eyes is changing. I don't know what her eyes looked like. I just know it changed. It didn't look like a human eye. And she was a newscaster. And so I've been okay. A few years ago, like I've said a few times on my video that I was at my house. It's something about my house because that's not the first time I see or experienced something weird. You know, and I was sitting watching television, and I just went into an open vision. It's like I didn't even see the TV no more. I didn't even see my room no more. It's like I was seeing reptilian people. They had faces like a lizard. They walked straight up like we do. They was in some type of uniform, like people that's going up in the space, and they had weapons. They had their guns up, held up like up the part that shoot go up near their shoulder, and they was walking down a path. They was outside, like maybe in a jungle or something. But they was I could see hills, and they was like walking through a path. And I come out of it, and I started questioning God. I said, Lord, what is this? What is this? But that was the first time I saw that. I see a lot of snakes. When I see snakes, that means somebody is coming against me or coming against the church or coming against. It's an enemy. Anytime I see that, and I mean, some like now, I just see flashes. That's probably because they all around me. My enemy is all around me. Um, so what I'm thinking that this could be is that these things is taking the place of people. They're killing people and taking their place, and that's why I'm saying these some of these gang stalkers don't act right, and I don't think they're human. I think what I'm thinking is that once they get involved in this gang stalking, some of them might get into a mind control situation, but I think some of them they taking these people and taking their place. That's why they act different, and that's why they attack so aggressively because they're not us. They something else, and it might sound crazy to some people, but I don't care. I know what I'm experiencing, and these people are. It's not even making no kind of sense the way some of these people they like going overboard to hurt, going overboard to attack, and they're making it obvious that they're not trying to hide it. Like the guy across the street there, he even got his little boys doing stuff. He going out his way, just like the house we moved from. The man that was right behind us, he would go. I mean, he was outside all the time. He was actually building stuff with a saw. He had all type of stuff out there in his yard, and every time I hear him out there in that yard, I say he get ready to do something different, and then something different happened. The first house I had my sister in, that guy was doing the same thing. He actually had a table out in the front of his yard with the saw, and he'd be out there sawing, and he was always doing stuff. He had that same saw and cut all type of symbols. He could cut, but he didn't have it plugged up. He was like taking the saw itself and cutting in symbols. And I don't think these people are human. I really don't think they're human. Um, he just I don't know how they get on top of the house. I'm not hearing no ladder. This dude jumped the fence. I heard him jump the fence, and when I looked outside, I didn't see nothing. Look at all this stuff on my body. I had to move where I was sitting to over here because something was coming up, like attacking my heart, and it was like a breeze. Whatever that breeze was, it was attacking my heart, and I had to move. Anyway, I was on the phone with this guy. We was talking about. What were we talking about? I can't remember what we were talking about. But I told him something about what we talk about on Facebook. It was something going on Facebook, and we started talking about it. Anyway, when I heard the person's feet hit the ground, I told him, I said, somebody just jumped the fence. I said, hold on like that. So I didn't go all the way outside because that house had a screen-in back porch. And I love that house. I really I moved because they didn't stop the gang stalkers. The gang stalkers got worse. But that was a more modern house. It was really nice. And I went out on and looked out, I didn't go out the screen porch. I just looked, because it had a small backyard, nothing like this backyard here in the other backyard that we had. It had a very small backyard. And so I would be able to see everything, but I didn't see nothing. And I know I heard him on top of the house. Every house that we have moved, even at my house, I knew who was up in my city because I could hear him talking. I knew his voice, and he would have his friends up there. And this person would be by himself because I could only hear one body. And I kept trying to tell my daughter, they somebody out there on top of their house. But I'm trying to figure out how to get up there because that house had like a high roof. And at my house, they had my house is a duplex, so they were going from their house. They were like in the closet. You can go up in the closet and be up in the ceiling. So they were going from their house to my house in the ceiling. So when I didn't see anybody, I came back in the house and I got back on the phone. So that morning I looked outside and there was a long cut. It was like cement right at the back door. So he had took his saw and cut a line, made kind of like an eye, a capital line eye. And so it was a line, and then it was a line here on each side, and then there was little lines coming down off the big line. And so I said, I did let the guy know that somebody was out there jumping the fence. There was somebody out there, and it was cutting in the cement, but they must have cut in the cement after I went to bed because I didn't hear no cutting. And the one night I did hear cutting, but he did a whole lot of cutting by the time I actually heard him cutting. I was in the garage because I wanted to read the Bible. I like reading out loud to myself. So I went out in the garage and started reading the Bible out loud so I wouldn't wake nobody up. And I could hear the cutting. And so I said to myself, is somebody out there cutting in the cement? So I had to mash the button for the garage door to go up. But I didn't go all the way out there. But I didn't see nobody. So I closed it back up and I started back reading again. I started hearing it again. So I said, this time I'm going out the front door. So we had to have a key. In order to open the front door, you had to have a key because my sister would leave out saying she was going home. So we had to change the lock on the door and put a doorknob that you had to have a key to get out. So we were pretty much locking ourselves in the house. So I got the key. And I went outside and I didn't see nothing. So I said, well, I'm not going back in the house. So I got in my daughter's car and I stayed in there about an hour praying. So I guess they saw I wasn't going back in the house. So they were hiding behind his truck. But he stayed 2 houses down from us. And so they stood up and walked into his house. But he was looking at me and I was looking at him. I said, okay, that's what I thought it was anyway. Because it had to be somebody young to jump that fence. And I always felt that it was him that was cutting in the cement because he would be the one out there using that electric cutter. And so I called the lady that no, did I call the police first? I can't remember if I called the police first or called the real estate person. Anyway, when I called the police came and he looked at the symbols. And so he said, I'll be right back. He went outside and he came back in. But he didn't come all the way where I was. He came back in like, okay, when you first walk in the house, it was like a little room, real small room, because it was think how was that house? Did we sleep in the same room? I know there was a bedroom. How you walk in, you go to the left. There was my bedroom, and my daughter's bedroom was across from me. There had to be another bedroom. My sister's bedroom was in the back. She had the biggest bedroom with the bathroom and all that kind of stuff in it. And so it had to be another bathroom. Okay, on this side of the room was my bedroom, and then on the next side was my granddaughter and my daughter bedroom. No, my daughter bedroom and my granddaughter bedroom. Okay. So there was a 3 bedrooms in the front and 1 bedroom in the back. And so I had to get the key and go outside. So I just stayed outside and prayed and I prayed. And I guess they got tired of me praying because they saw what was going in. Anyway, I called the police. And so when he came in the house, he didn't come back where I was. I was in the living room. He came in and he was at the corner just before you get into the living room, bent over looking. And something's beginning to hit my body. Something just began to hit my body. And so I was saying to myself, this man attacking me, you know. Because he was like bent over looking. Then he went back outside. Then he came back again. And it started hitting me again. And I couldn't see whatever it was, I couldn't see. I could just feel it hitting my body. And so that's the paper that somebody has taken with his name on it. The first cop that came to see. The first cop that came, he gave me a incident report, and it's missing. And the second cop came. It was a lady cop. She didn't give me. Yes, she did. Is her missing? I be her missing too. But she didn't attack me. It was just the men. Well, she told me first she was talking nice, and it's like I saw her body jerk. And she said, "Well, why would he do that like that?" I said, "Cause he's crazy." But before she won't ask, asking me questions like, why would he do that? After her body jerked. So she told me the next time he do it, call the sheriff department. So I called the sheriff department, and this guy, I think he was Spanish or something, and he wanted to see the. They all seemed like they all was more caring about the symbols than they were me being attacked. So he wanted to see the symbols, and so there were symbols in the driveway and on the sidewalk going up to the front door, and then there was some at the back door. So I took him out back to let him see the ones that was in the back, and I was standing on the cement where the symbol was, and he looked, and that man started running. He actually started running, and then he stopped. He caught himself. And then he turned around and motioned me to come on like that. So we was into the front, and we was on the garage. I'm not the garage, the driveway, and we was talking. And then all of a sudden, that first cop hit me with something. He did the same thing, and he was from the sheriff's department. That same invisible, whatever it was, hit my body. And I said, did the same thing. This man attacking me. Now, the woman, she didn't attack me. But them 2 men, they did. Now, he didn't give me a report. The man from the sheriff's department, he didn't give me a report. Just the first man and the lady. So, but I think some of these people, there's something going on with these people. Well, it's like something, like they cut them on or something. Like they got an on and off switch. And then when they decide they want to cut them on, they cut them on. And that's when they give you that crazy look. They be looking at you like they about ready to take their fist and knock you down. Right now they're attacking me in my forehead. They don't want me telling my story. They was already attacking me anyway, not in my forehead, but they was attacking me in my stomach. And the reason why I say they something else going on is because I seen some flying saucers. You know, I keep saying that, but it don't seem like people believe me. I've seen them 3 times in the last 6 years. I seen them 3 times. I saw them that the night before we moved, coming up this direction, and it was a sky full of. I'm telling you, the God honest truth. It looked like they were stars up in the sky, and there was a big uh, airplane. This was had to be a military airplane. It was big. They were just going around in a big, real big circle as it would fly, and it would pass one of those things that looked like a star. It would like cut the lights off, and then cut the lights on real bright, and it just kept doing that. And so they trying to put me to sleep. I stood out there and watched it, and what would happen is that the light would get they would like cut the light on. It would get real bright, and then they would just cut it off. It would just get real bright, and then it would just cut it off, and it would get real bright, and then it would cut it off, and then they think, you know, I mean, they would take off. I mean, they were flying fast, extremely fast. And I was saying, that ain't no helicopter. Helicopters don't move that fast. It's not no airplane. Airplane can't just sit up in the sky like that. And so I was on the phone with somebody. They lived on the east side. I live on the south side. I was living on the south side. And see, they trying to put me to sleep. I was going. I was on my way. Whew. I might need to get up and walk away for a minute, then come back and finish. Come back. I had went and got me something to drink. The cars out bite. All of them got lights on, so I can't really tell. It looked like those direct energy lights. Um, they 3 cars. There's the burgundy truck, and 2 silver cars right there. They still something coming up from this floor. So I'm hearing that sizzling, not the bullhorn sound, but the sizzling sound. So I don't know which is causing me to was trying to put me to sleep. Whether it's what's coming out from under this floor or the cars. That stuff in the cars, it goes through your walls and through your windows. That's why they can do what they do. Because this stuff comes through the wall. I was about gone. I was about gone. But I got to work on my knee because this stuff here is it this I heard this lady, she was saying that when they attack you with this stuff, it cause your cells to leak. And I saw a video with this young lady. She was young, and she was complaining about her neck, and uh, about her neck, the skin on her neck was getting loose. And see, I know my skin. I got a fat neck, but my skin was tight. I always had a thick neck, except when I started gaining weight, my neck. I used to be extremely skinny. But anyway, I don't think all these people are human. I really don't, because I don't think God would have showed me, allowed me to see that open vision of reptilian people. I mean, they had faces just like a lizard or maybe a dragon. And I do believe before it's all over with, we're going to see them. They're going to start coming out of their skin and letting us see their original self. I looked at the master's voice blog, the master blog voice, or something like that. And what she was saying is that God gonna allow those centrals, um, like in the days of Noah, when they mix human being mixed with some type of animal body, and this stuff gonna happen again. So I'm just praying that we can live our life and not be afraid to live according to the will of God. But I just pray. I really, I really don't want to meet nobody that eat human flesh. That's what she was saying. That's what they dreamed. The dream meant that it's about submit. The children submit to their parents, and the parents submit to one another. Okay, let me go. 'Cause I'm something in here is just on my head, and I'm just going to sleep. I'm gonna put an end to it, and we just got to be careful. We got to be really careful. And she was saying that some of us has made it with these things and have given children to some of these reptilian people children. We have given birth. Yeah, we have given birth to some of the reptilian children, and that uh, they don't have a soul. They can't make it into heaven. So we really have to be extremely careful about who we meet and who we let in our life, because some of these people are just not human. They, I guess you call them hybrids from the fallen angels in the women, human women. Uh, I thought I had cut this thing off, still sit here going to sleep. See that? This how they do me. And I got to get out. I've been praying and asking God to cut this stuff off of me. We going through this for a reason, but what the reason is, I don't know. I don't know why uh, God is allowing this to happen. But I feel that anytime we go through something, we should learn something from it. But I don't know what it is God wants us to learn. I just don't know. But on that note, I'm getting ready to shut this down.